This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin with breaking news, a fire south of Horace. Here's a picture that was sent into our newsroom. You can see black smoke coming from what we're told is a house fire south of town. That black usually means shingles burning, which is not good. We're told that crews have had a tough time getting close enough to fight the fire. We have a crew on scene. Let's go to Nishay Taylor for the very latest. Nishay?
That's right, Mike. There is plenty of black smoke hanging out over the trees over there. The home looks to be tucked away behind somewhat of like a forest kind of thing, but as we know of right now, you know, firefighters did have a hard time getting back there. Right now they have managed, as you can kind of see, it's kind of dark out here now, but they're out there splashing water to kind of bring this fire down. From the looks of things, when I was out here earlier, it was a little bit higher, but right now it seems like they're kind of slowly managing to get through and put this fire out. Now we're still working to learn more details on what caused the fire. Immediate staging is set to happen here shortly, so when we will have more details as they become available. Nishay Taylor for Valley News Live in Horace.
All right, thanks so much, Nishay, and we will post any updates we get on our website at valleynewslive.com. We also have new information surrounding that deadly Fargo crash yesterday afternoon. Authorities just released the names of the people involved. They say 73-year-old Louise Jouer was killed and 72-year-old Clinton Jouer was seriously injured. Both are from Moreton, North Dakota. At last word, Clinton was at Sanford Hospital in Fargo with what was described as serious injuries. Meanwhile, 22-year-old Taylor Hemish of Fargo was not injured, and investigators say that Hemish's forerunner rear-ended the Jouer's pickup, which was stopped in the middle of I-29 near West Acres yesterday about 3. The couple was standing in between their pickup and a trailer that they were pulling. That crash remains under investigation. At least 3 people are dead after a shooting at a Michigan high school. Authorities say a 15-year-old male student opened fire at Oxford High School this afternoon. All 3 of the dead are students. 8 other people were shot, including a teacher. Authorities say the suspected shooter is in custody and a handgun has been recovered. Students and staff were evacuated to a nearby retail store. A 25-year-old man has been arrested for allegedly firing multiple rounds of his AK-47 near Casey's Bar in Breckenridge. This happened Sunday morning. That bar was put into lockdown as police searched for Sawyer Richardson. Police in Wahpeton say he was involved in a fight with 2 other men earlier. They say, according to witnesses, that Richardson pulled the rifle from a vehicle before shooting. No one was hurt. A 40-year-old man from Dent, Minnesota was found dead in his home air duct. Authorities say the man's family found his body. They told officers they hadn't been able to get a hold of him for a few days, so they went to check on him. The sheriff's office says the death appears to be an accident. The woman accused of stabbing a man and 2 women in downtown Fargo before barricading herself in a vehicle for hours is now pleading guilty. Ashley Larson was originally charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault, but one of those charges has since been dismissed. She's expected to be sentenced in January. The stabbings took place near the Mexican Village on May 13th. Authorities say a man was stabbed in an apartment building near Cat's Cradle. That's near the restaurant. And after that, investigators say Larson went to the restaurant and stabbed 2 women who were walking to their vehicle. Larson then barricaded herself inside for nearly 4 hours before surrendering to police. She faces up to 5 years in prison. The last day of November 2021 is going out like a lamb, relatively speaking. Temps are okay for this time of year, and the winds, they could be stronger, I guess. Let's find out if there's any chance of rain or snow tonight from meteorologist Nathan Hopper. Nathan?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We are seeing some of those light showers right now making their way through the Devil's Lake Basin. This is a live look at our Devil's Lake Home of Economy Skycam. You can see some of those drops on the lens there, and Devil's Lake is in that kind of spot where we're seeing a transition between snow and rainfall. At this time, at least the radar is detecting one of the other, I should say, there in Devil's Lake at this hour. But here's how things look, of course, on that radar. We're seeing there's that snowfall there through the Devil's Lake area, and right along Highway 2, maybe seeing some freezing rain there as that transition is occurring. But south of Devil's Lake, you can see down toward Carrington, New Rockford, Jamestown. Looks like it's warm enough in those spots for just rainfall at this time. But from Candu up toward Rock Lake And then now toward the Langdon area, we are seeing some of those blues indicating, yes, there's some snowfall occurring there. And a quick look at road conditions in North Dakota. You can see some of those purples there at the top of your screen from the Cando area up toward the north toward Rolla, seeing some snow on some roadways there. So that's what I've been watching for you, is that northern neighborhoods have the best chance of seeing those slippery roadways for tonight. But then tomorrow, hey, some record high temperatures are in jeopardy. December 1st is tomorrow. Our forecast in Fargo is 53 degrees, but the record of 57 degrees and 62, not too far away from what we're forecasting for. In Jamestown, maybe a bit more of a stretch to get to that 63 degrees, but Lisbon, the record high there, 58 degrees. We're forecasting 56 degrees, that high temperature there. So, Mike, of course, we'll talk about this shower chance for the metro tonight and also talk more about this record heat possibility for tomorrow here in a few minutes.
I was noticing 50s in December. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
All right, thanks. The ex-Brooklyn Center police officer charged in the shooting death of Daunte Wright is expected to testify in her own defense. Today marked the first day of jury selection in which 3 were selected. Kim Potter, who is white, shot and killed 20-year-old Wright, who was black, during a traffic stop in April. She's charged with first and second-degree manslaughter. Potter says she meant to use her taser but grabbed her gun. Pennsylvania prosecutors have asked the U.S. Supreme Court to reverse a decision from the Pennsylvania Supreme Court that set Bill Cosby free back in June. Cosby's conviction for sexual assault was thrown out because Cosby thought he had an immunity agreement with the former prosecutor when he gave damaging testimony against himself. Well, that testimony was then used to help convict Cosby of drugging and sexually abusing a woman. The Montgomery County District Attorney has stated that the agreement should not carry the legal weight of an immunity agreement. Tiger Woods doesn't know when or if he will ever return to professional golf. The 45-year-old held his first press conference today in the Bahamas since his February car accident. Woods was driving near Los Angeles when he lost control of his SUV and hit a tree. He was hospitalized with serious leg injuries, needed surgery. Woods says he's starting to make progress, but it's slow going.
It's hard to explain how difficult it's been. Just to be immobile for 3 months and just lay there, and I was just looking forward to just getting outside. That was a goal of mine, and especially for a person who has lived his entire life outside, that was a goal, and finally got to that point.
Woods, by the way, is in the Bahamas hosting the Hero World Challenge this week. As a new COVID-19 variant spreads quickly on the other side of the globe, there are still no signs of it here in the United States. But the nation's top health officials say it's just a matter of time, and they're urging people to take precautions. Chris Pallone has the very latest.
With the COVID variant Omicron present in 20 countries, the hunt for it here is underway.
We are actively looking for the Omicron variant right here in the United States.
So far, no cases have been detected, but the nation's top health experts expect that to change soon.
It might already be here, certainly not in large amounts, but it may already be here.
They're urging people to get vaccinated, and for those fully vaccinated to get booster shots, even though it's not clear yet how effective they are against this new strain.
Vaccines, and particularly boosters, give a level of antibody that even with variants like Delta, give you a degree of cross protection, particularly against severe disease.
With just 60% of the nation fully vaccinated, the chair of the Federal Reserve is warning about the effects a new wave could have on the economy.
Greater concerns about the virus could reduce people's willingness to work in person, which would slow progress in the labor market and intensify supply chain disruptions.
Powell's remarks sent stocks plummeting. The White House will release plans to head off a winter surge Thursday. It will involve testing and vaccinations. But President Biden said new lockdowns are not on the table if people take the proper precautions.
I know we're all tired of this, but the virus is not tired of us, and it's continuing to exploit those opportunities where we're careless.
Preparations for Omicron come as Pfizer is poised to ask for government approval to give booster shots to 16 and 17-year-olds, and an FDA panel considers authorizing use of an antiviral pill from Merck to treat COVID.
Health experts, meanwhile, say it'll take about 2 weeks to know how severe the Omicron variant is and how effective the current vaccines are. If needed, new vaccines could be ready in about 3 months. The Federal Trade Commission is launching a new investigation into supply chain disruptions. The agency has asked major retailers like Walmart and Amazon to submit documents for review. As part of its investigation, the FTC will examine if supply chain issues are to blame for rising consumer prices. Today, President Biden signed a slew of bipartisan bills aimed at supporting U.S. veterans. One bill supports veteran maternity care at VA and non-VA facilities, and another helps healthcare veterans get jobs after their service. The third bill addresses VA benefits and equity, and a fourth is aimed at helping veteran survivors' families with in-state tuition eligibility. The president outlined the provisions for each bill before signing them. Stick around. After the weather, we're going to clue you in on something called bots and tell you how they're costing you more money when you shop online.
And in Fargo, we can expect that chance of some of those mixed precipitation showers or some rain showers in the next couple of hours or so. Look at the temperatures there, staying fairly stable in the mid to upper 30s for us. The Metro and Grand Forks expecting a better chance of snowfall. Temperatures there right near freezing when that little clipper makes its way through. But of course, we'll talk about a big warm up here next.